better clean that out right now. You better clean that out. Okay, that crack is gone. 1, 2, 3, menu. your temper.
Okay. Here I am. Gonna see how this sounds on stream. This is my first time testing out a brand new set of parameters and such. So we're seeing how this goes. It's been a very long time since I streamed. Some stuff has changed. Not a ton, but some stuff. And we're just kind of chilling out, you know? Just kind of hanging out. Let me move over to here. Let me move over to screen, I guess, and test this out. Okay, so does this work if I do something like this? Yes, it does. That's good. So it seems like the main thing is I'm looking over at my OBS. Basically just trying to figure out, like, as far as the meters go, like the little audio meters, I'm just looking at where the decibels are sitting at and finding out what sounds the best. And it seems like I generally want the audio to be like 15 to 20 decibels lower than my voice, at least music. Could go even lower though, because even this is like maybe higher than it needs to be. So if I turn it down a bit more, maybe. Yeah. I feel like this is a bit closer to what I want it to be. So yeah. Welcome to the stream. Like I said, it's been a very long time since I've streamed, and kind of just hanging out. It's gonna be a very chill stream. I'm gonna have some little talks. Just you know, just catch up a little bit. That's all. That's all it is. So, yeah, I don't know. Should I go to my cam? Should I go over to the cam? Maybe. I don't know. What's it? Ooh. Well, that's not. See if we can figure that out. There it is. There we are. Yeah. I guess I'll bring this over here. Do something like this. Ah. There. That's fine. So, hi. What's going on? It's been a little bit. So, what's funny about this, about me having my camera on, is pretty much the whole purpose of this stream, which I don't even know how long I'm gonna go now, because it's been so long that I've done this that it took quite a while to get everything kind of set back up and make sure everything was properly how it was supposed to be. But the point of this stream was to work on my VTuber model some. Again, now that it's so much later, I don't know how much I'm actually going to work on it, but I can at least show it off a little bit, show some of my progress, and maybe get started on it. But before then, I just kind of want to talk about some other setup stuff. So, what's been going on since last time I streamed? Well, lots. The Elden Ring DLC is coming out in like a month, and I still haven't finished the main game. So, I really want to try to grind that out soon. That way I can be ready in time for the DLC. You know? Really, really would like that to be the case. And that is in relation to the VTuber thing, because basically this here camera solution here is probably not going to be used as much, because the basic idea is I'm going to keep the camera for, like, you know, just IRL things like this, and in cases where I'm doing like scripted content or kind of more structured content, stuff like Manga Club. Manga Club is the main thing. That's probably going to keep the camera. But when I'm just doing something like playing a game, see, even right now, I can't let myself be, because being on camera is just so, like, I feel like I need to make myself look perfect, and, like, I know that's not even the case. Like, nobody really cares, but I'm sure you understand. It's this extra layer of, like, preparation, and, like, I gotta be presentable to be able to stream and stuff like that. And if I'm just doing something like playing a game, I don't want to do all that, you know? Like, I just want to play the game. So, creating this model is basically going to let me just stream kind of whenever I want to, because I'm not gonna have to look like anything. I'm just gonna, you know, because it'll just be the little VTuber model, so it'll be nice. It'll be nice to have. So that's what's going on with that. You may hear that my audio sounds a little different. My microphone may sound slightly better because I have, since the last time I streamed, I actually went ahead and set up Elgato Wavelink. Downloaded that, got it set up. So I have my whole computer routing through Wavelink now. And that was because I got a Stream Deck Plus. If you don't know, Stream Deck Plus is the one with the dials on it that you can use. And before, Wavelink didn't really seem that advantageous because I only had the buttons, and it, you know, it didn't really seem any cleaner than just using whatever I already had. But now that I have the dials, and it's so built in to the device to be able to handle Wavelink stuff, I kind of figured why not. So I set that up. And with that, I have like a permanent EQ and effects filters on my mic now. So hopefully you agree that it sounds a bit more crisp and a bit better than it used to. Maybe not by much, but at least a little bit. I think it's just a little bump up in the right direction. And because of that, that also means that I am able to individually control what I'm hearing and what you're hearing with the like monitoring versus stream volume of each individual like aux port thing of the Wavelink. Like it's just really nice. It's just very nice. Really glad I did that. And the sort of longer term plan is I actually want to I mean, my whole setup's going to be like Elgato stuff, but I would like to get the Elgato mixer, and they have their own what is the other, like a dynamic microphone? XLR, that's the word I was thinking of. It's a dynamic microphone, but with an XLR microphone. They have their own XLR microphone, and they also have their own mic stand. This is an old Blue Yeti. This is a cheap mic stand, mic arm. Like it's cheap. It's not a great one. It does the job, but it's cheap. And so the kind of long-term plan is to get those three things: get the mic arm, get the mixer, and kind of level up my audio in that way. But for now, I'm doing what I can with what I got. I set up the filters the best that I can to kind of achieve, in my opinion, the best sounding audio that I can. So that's what's going on that front. It was a bit of a random life fact. I started reading Homestuck. I know it's 2024. I don't know what's wrong with me either. Just one day I was just sitting there, and I was like, should I read Homestuck? And then I started doing it, and now I'm like 4,400 pages in or something like that. So, you know, it's aight. I guess it's okay. I guess it's okay. It's not like I've gotten over halfway through it in the past couple months. So that's the thing now. I've like officially completed my like cringe cocoon, I guess. I'm emerging as a beautiful cringe butterfly. So, needless to say, considering I've gotten through that much of it in this amount of time, manga has basically completely taken a pause. Which was kind of like part of the plan. Or part of the, like, necessity. Because the whole reason I stopped streaming pretty much at all was because school was just ramping up, getting busier, and I had to dedicate more time to that. So I wasn't able to stream as much. Also meant I wasn't really able to write as much for a manga club. And therefore, I couldn't really read that much manga because I wouldn't have anything to do with it. I couldn't actually do any, you know, or kind of defeat the purpose of like manga club, which is supposed to be like a sort of dynamic book club type check-in thing. So I couldn't really do that. Couldn't really read more One Piece, couldn't really read more JoJo, or anything like that. So I was like, well, this is something I can read in my free time that I don't have to make a video about. Funnily enough, I ended up starting a live blog for it anyway. Like, apparently I'm just incapable of consuming any media and just keeping it to myself. Cause I take a break from streaming and I'm like, okay, I can't make content out of manga anymore. I'm gonna start reading this thing and it's gonna be for me. It's gonna be for my own enjoyment. Let's like write some reviews of it and stuff. Let's like apparently I am incapable of just enjoying something and that being the end of it, I guess. Whatever. But that's good. I'm enjoying that. I noticed that there's maybe like a bit of a renaissance kind of going on in that fandom. I feel like since maybe last year, I've been seeing an uptick. And maybe that's part of what motivated me in the first place to start it. Because I feel like there's like a bit of a sort of, like people are remembering that it exists or something. And I'm seeing like a weird amount of people in the last year or so starting like Let's Read series and talking about starting it for the first time and stuff. It's very odd. It's very odd. I don't know what exactly sparked that, but I'm part of it now too, I guess. Point being, if at some point that becomes part of some of my content in some way, don't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked. Just saying. Anyway, let me show you this VTuber. Shall I? Let's head over to the screen here. And I will pull up VTube Studio and we can take a look at what I have so far, which is technically functional enough for me to stream with. Like, I could probably stream with this thing and it wouldn't be that much of an issue. Here. Let's take a look-see. I'm gonna pull VTube Studio up here. This is my model. As you can see, I went for sort of a pixel art kind of style, and unfortunately, that's one of the things that might need to change. Like, unfortunately, because I genuinely, I love this style. I love it so much. I thought this looked so cool. And it does. It still does. The problem here. Let me go ahead and bring this to the side. Turn on the camera. That way. Here, let me try to calibrate it. Camera failed. What the heck? No, I want to use... Is it not gonna work? Why is it not gonna work? It's not actively being used in OBS. If I like... Here, let's try something. If I pull up NVIDIA Broadcast, because that's what's using it, I could... do something like this. Just, you know. And now if I turn it on, maybe it'll actually work. Yeah, okay. So, this is what we're working with right now. As you can see, none of the actual, like, turning feature, like I'm turning my head, you can see up here, I'm turning and everything. I don't have any of the physics, I don't have any of that stuff sorted out yet. But the eye tracking and mouth tracking and you know, the facial tracking stuff, the stuff that honestly is the most important stuff, is working, which is good. But yeah, so theoretically, if I just, you know, tweaked a couple things and maybe if I tweaked a couple things and then finished what I needed to with like the hair physics and the head turning and things like that, I could call this done. The only issue that I have is if we zoom in here a little bit, I want you to take a look at this mouth. You see how jank that looks? You see how crusty that looks? I don't know, maybe it looks worse to me because, you know, I'm the one who, like, created it and had the specific sort of vision for it. And I wanted it to maintain this, like, crisp sort of pixel art MS Paint-ish style. So when you have like the pixel warping like this, I just think it looks unnatural and bad. God, it looks bad. Now when we zoom out, you can't tell that much, right? And to be fair, if I'm using this for gaming and I'm sitting down here, you can't really tell at all. But it still bothers me. It still bothers me. So, here's the thing. Here's the deal with that. Is what I'm planning on doing is basically going back into my art program, upscaling this to a large canvas, and then going over it with like regular sketchy brushes. And it'll lose that pixel art effect, it will, which I'm, you know, I wish that wasn't the case. However, I think I have an idea for how to still make it unique. Because I'm still going to keep the sort of color palette and stuff like that. I could even potentially do like still pixely art, just not as pixely, if that makes sense. Doing like barely noticeable pixel art, I guess. There would be no point, because then at that point, like, you can already kind of barely tell when I have it at this size. You can already kind of barely tell that it's pixel art unless you have it full screen. So I might as well just go over it with like regular brushes. But my idea is basically making it specifically like paper sketchy. So going over it with like very sort of naturalistic pencil brushes, keeping the same general color palette and stuff, and adding like a paper outline, like as if it was drawn on paper and then like badly cut out of that paper, basically. So there's like, you know what I'm saying? Like a paper background left over. And hopefully I have an idea to sort of overlay like a slightly wrinkled like paper texture over it. That way when I'm moving around and stuff, it looks as if it's like moving paper. Like a moving little like sketchbook drawing. I think that would be really, really cool. If I'm not able to successfully achieve this pixel art style in the way that I want to, I think that would at least be something that I also think is extremely cool looking, while making the compromises that I feel like I have to make. I will say though, with what I had, I mean, this is my first VTuber model I've ever tried to rig. I've drawn a VTuber model before, but I sent it off to someone else to rig because it just seemed too intimidating. But I will say, I don't know, I feel like I've done the animations like fairly well. You know, I don't feel like I've done a terrible job with it. But yeah, so that's kind of the plan. And then long term, I'm going to just start using it once it's in a functional state. Like once I redraw and get it in this state again, where I have the facial tracking, I'm going to start using it on stream. And then the idea is just over time, I'll do streams like this where I work on it some, and I'll just kind of update it over time and just use the new version of the model as it's done. That way I don't have to wait months and months to start using it. I could just use it as soon as the facial tracking is up, and then we'll just kind of work on it together and see how it develops. That's the idea. But yeah, in the short term, first goal is bring this into a big canvas and basically just redraw every single element, keeping the same outline, keeping the same style, but just redrawing every single asset in a higher resolution so that the warp deformers don't look so strange and unnatural. I'm sure there's a way, like I'm absolutely certain that there's a way to maintain the pixely style, probably like a very complex way. I'm sure there is a way though. People do tons of crazy stuff with Live 2D. So I'm sure there's a way. But I'm not really prepared to go that in depth with it, because I think it would involve probably a lot more drawing. Because at that point, if you wanted to actually maintain the pixel art look, you would have to draw, you would have to basically draw every like keyframe yourself. And I don't know if you would have to like transition between them like tweening like it usually does, or like opacity slide between them basically. I don't know what you would have to do, but it seems like it would be just a very in-depth process that I'm not quite ready for, I don't think. So I'm just compromising and letting go of the pixel art idea. That's where I'm at. Now, again, like I said, I'm probably not going to get to too much of it tonight. I was planning to, but, you know, delays in the stream and whatever. And that's kind of another standard, or it's almost like a lower standard that I'm going to be setting myself to, is I'm no longer going to make myself try to do like any certain length of streams. If I stream for a little bit and I feel like I did what I want to do and I'm just done with it, I'm just going to be done with it. So that's the deal. Is that's the deal. That's what's going on with that. And then once I do make it, I'm gonna try to probably buy VBridger, which is, if you're not aware, it's a software that a lot of people use to make VTuber models have a bit more detail, especially in terms of mouth tracking, I've noticed. It lets you use blend shapes, which you've probably seen in a lot of 3D models. 3D models have a lot of blend shapes where it can like more accurately match the tracking of the shapes of the human mouth. And VBridger is basically a software that lets you do that with 2D models. And I'm very interested in that because, in my opinion, like, that's kind of that's the big sell to me in making a VTuber feel like dynamic, is like how well it feels like the words that the person are saying are actually emerging from the model's mouth. You know what I mean? You could have the most detailed model in the world, like the most immaculately detailed, most well-drawn, like stunning looking model, but I just find it so much more boring when it's you know what I'm talking about? I'm sure you know exactly what I mean. The models that look like they're shaded perfectly, they're like drawn like so painterly and so nice, but then the person is talking and the model is doing this. And it's not matching the mouth shape really at all. It's just kind of flapping open like a bad anime dub. I just don't think that looks nearly as good. It could be the most simplistic model in the world. I think getting the animations correct in that capacity is what sells it. Seriously. That's just my opinion. So I'm definitely interested in that, is the point. I guess probably one more thing that I do want to show is if we go back over to the screen for a second, I have found a way to successfully mirror my iPad screen to my computer. So if I pull this up here, let's get this set up. Go to the AirPlay. This on. I gotta add a crop to this. Alright, give me a sec. Give me a second. Figuring this out. Have it in a second. Okay, here we go. Alright, let's pull this up. Make this the right size. There we go. Check it out. It's my iPad, which is what I do all my drawing on. Mirrors well, you know, smooth, looks good. Pretty nice resolution, like. So I can actually stream art successfully now. I can just work on it on here and then it'll show up on stream. I'm very happy with this, you know? I just have to make sure not to scroll over it like that because, as you can see, that's not great, but yeah. So I may start streaming art more in general, even outside of just working on the VTuber model. Just being able to actually stream art like this, it would be nice. It'd be nice. I think it would make for some chill streams. I'll show you a piece that I started working on very recently, actually, which is speaking of Homestuck. This is early. This maybe isn't the most what just happened? Okay, I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on with this thing, to be honest. Now I'm real confused. I'm actually very confused right now. I'm not sure what's going on. Mm-hmm. This is weird. Well, to be fair, I'm glad I caught this now as opposed to when we were trying to do something else, I guess. See if I can fix this live on the air. Why does it do that? What is it doing? Being very strange is what it's doing. Anyway, so this is very early. This is not... It's literally just like a thumbnail. But it's Jade. Jade Harley. I told you I'm in there. I told you I got the brain rot. It is what it is. It's just... But yeah, so I think, you know, the proportions are very weird here. I mean, I'm sure you can tell it's supposed to be foreshortened, but I still just feel like maybe it's not. I don't know. There's something off. There's something off about it, and I can't quite put my finger on why. But like, I'm not sure how to do the foreshortening from this perspective. I've never felt like very confident about foreshortening when it comes to like big bottom, small top kind of, you know what I mean? Like low to the floor camera style foreshortening. I've never known how to do that very well. I don't know. But yeah, this is something I'm just working on. Obviously very early on. But we're gonna see how it goes. Yeah, wow, this is very strange. Every time I switch a canvas, it like, I wonder if I start out in the gallery. If I start out in the gallery, right, it's fine. I go into here. No. Okay, well that's annoying, actually. I mean, easily fixable. All I have to do is stop mirroring and start mirroring again, and you can see it fixes it. So it's fine. Still works fine, but that means every time I okay, so when I do app switching, let's see, can I go to like files? Because files is like okay, so app switching is fine. It's literally just going into the Procreate gallery and then back into the... That is weird. That is the strangest problem. Why would I... What in the world would cause that? What a weird issue. And what's weirder is like I'm moving around my canvas right now on my iPad. Like I'm moving around the screen right now, zooming into the canvas and stuff, and it's just this still image. What a strange issue. Okay. That's odd. Whatever though. But yeah, so I can actually use this thing now on stream. Isn't that cool? I can start doing my silly little bad art on this here live stream. But that's it. So, speaking of doing silly art on live stream, we've done none of that today. Next time I stream, which that's another thing, I'm gonna be a lot looser with streaming schedule type stuff. I'm just gonna start streaming when I feel like it, because whatever. Next time I stream, I'm gonna do what I said, make a big canvas, start tracing that model, seeing what we can do with it. And then as soon as we get the facial tracking done for that new model, Elden Ring time. Alright. I'm gonna go lay down, maybe. Or I'll be up for like 3 more hours doing absolutely nothing. And then I'll be like, oh right, I wanted to go to sleep 3 hours ago. Huh, crazy. That's the more likely outcome, by the way. Just if you didn't know, if you don't know me, that's just how these things go. I get tired, and then I go, I should go to bed. And then the next few hours are usually a cycle of, oh man, I feel so, ooh, what's this in my suggested? Oh, what's this? An hour-long video essay? Oh hey, a new Vinesauce stream. And then I look at the clock and it's 4 a.m. That's just how it is. That's just how it is. Anyway. Yep, I'm gonna head out. Hopefully you can catch me live next time I do this, because it's probably gonna be a longer stream. I always, when I start doing art, I usually get into it and then like just kind of get absorbed, do it for a while. Maybe tomorrow night. I don't know, we'll see. But anyway, I'm out of here. Bye-bye.